Let's get started, and then I will hand over to you, Sarin. Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the session on Selenium framework and frequently asked questions, which is conducted by Prathidhwani. And just I need to give you a short introduction on what Prathidhwani is. Most of you who have attended the sessions would already be aware about what Prathidhwani is and how we function. But just to give a short introduction, Prathidhwani started as a welfare organization of IT employees in Technopark in the year 2012, and then we now are working across Technopark in Trivandrum, InfoPark in Cochin, and Cyberpark in Kozhikode as well. So yeah, we are covering across the Technoparks in Kerala, and we, apart from the technical sessions that we organize, Prathidhwani also has different events in which it functions. Like we do conduct, there's a literature festival that's being conducted, film festival, sports events, and technical forum is one unit that comes under Prathidhwani, which is more focused on people, yeah, which is focused on conducting sessions, doing everything that is possible to upskill the talents of the IT employees to make them career ready to able to be progressed. And all the sessions that are being organized under Tech Forum is free of cost. It's not done based on any paid premium membership or kind of things. It's completely free. And the sole aim is to help each others to develop their career and upskill them. Yeah. So today's session is on Selenium framework and frequently asked questions, and I'm very honored here, and it's a pleasure for me to welcome Sarin PS, who is our speaker of the day for this session. And Sarin has completed his BTech from the University College, and he also has 5 years of experience, 5+ years of experience in the automation testing, with good exposure to various technologies, including Java and related technologies. And he is also good with the domains like tax and insurance domains. And he also conducted various workshops where he helped the manual testers to learn Selenium automation. And he started his career with Pivot Systems as associate software engineer in 2017, from where he then joined as with Alliance Technology as senior analyst, and now he's presently working with EY. And yeah, it's a pleasure to welcome you, Sarin, to this session. And I also, on behalf of Prathidhwani, welcome everyone who is here. And yeah, handing over the platform to Sarin.
Thank you, Nausha. Thank you for the brief introduction. And I hope I'm audible, right?
Yeah, you are audible, Sarin.
Okay, thank you so much. So it's a Sunday morning. I can see many people have joined the session, and thanks for joining, guys. So 2-hour session, I will make sure that you people will make full out of this. And let me share my screen first. So Naushad, can you make me the host so I can share my screen?
Okay, let me, Prathidhwani host, can you help? I think it has to be done by the Prathidhwani host. Ranjit, can you help to make Sarin the host? Oh, okay, I'm the host right now. Okay, just give me a second.
Yeah.
All right, you are the host now.
Okay, so let me share my screen. So I will briefly describe about the agenda for the day. Like I don't know the experience of the participants that we have today. I can see around yeah, many people have joined the session. So considering the experience level of the participants, I have framed this session in such a manner that I will start from the scratch. That means the initial 30 minutes I will be dedicating it for the freshers, people who are out of the college or 1 or 2 years of experience, to understand what Selenium is all about. And then after 30 minutes, I will be moving to the mid-range to mainly concentrate on the employees who have 3+ years of experience to know about the architecture of the framework that we are using. And towards the end, I will be switching to the advanced level, like let me admit few people also. Okay, I will move to the advanced level, like how can we integrate our framework with the CI/CD tools. Okay, so that's the agenda for the day. So let me start with my contents, and let me share my screen. Yeah. So this is all about me. I have 5 years of experience in Selenium automation. So I got opportunity to work with Alliance Pivot System, and currently I'm working with EY. So from all other previous organization, like I have worked with these tools known as Troska, UFT, which are paid tools. So when I was moving to this Selenium side, Selenium is an open source. So comparing to other tools like UFT and Tosca, Selenium is free of cost. So anyone can install it and start playing with it. So the next question will be why Selenium and why not other tools? Like I mentioned earlier, Selenium is free of cost. You can basically you have to script it, and you can choose any language for that. You can work with Java, you can work with C Sharp, PHP, .NET, Ruby. So it support many languages altogether. So I will just give a brief introduction about Selenium, like the content suggests. Let me move to the next slide. Okay. So the diagram that you are seeing in this page is the architecture of Selenium, how it works. So like I mentioned earlier, any language which is mentioned in this uh, diagram can be used for scripting purpose. So how it works is that we should have a IDE pre-installed in our system, which I will show you in few minutes. And once you have the ID ready in your system, you have to set some environmental variables, which also I will be showing in few seconds. And once the ID and all the other dependencies are ready, we can start with the scripting. So the languages that support Selenium include, like I mentioned, C# is there, Java, Python, Ruby, and along with the languages, we should have the WebDriver of the corresponding browser with us, and also the browser. So what is happening here? So how does this work? So basically, I think most of the people in this call may have heard about REST API. So whatever line we are writing using Selenium, it is getting converted to this REST API code. Okay, it is getting converted to, see, I will take, okay, so this is one of the project that I have created for the day. And whenever we are writing any line of code, so you can see the line of code 9 here, 10 here, all these line of code will get converted to REST API. So uh, once the line of once we have written the line of code, it will get converted to REST API, and so some format should be there for that, right? So JSON wide protocol is a format that is trying to communicate with the server. So we can say that Selenium library, or the language that we are writing in the IDE, is a server, and this server is trying, or maybe we can call it, sorry, so server, it's client. So this is a client. So this client is trying to communicate with the server, okay, Selenium server, through an API call. So in between the browser and the IDE that we have an middle layer, which is known as the browser drivers, which are very important for the automation purpose. So once we have the IDE ready, and once we have written some codes, that will get converted to REST API, and this REST API, with the help of browser drivers, will ask the browsers to load certain page, do certain actions. So the three main elements of Selenium is, one is the IDE along with the code, which we call it as a client. And once we have the client, the next part is that the client is trying to communicate with the server, which is the Selenium web driver there. And this Selenium web driver, with the help of browser drivers, will be working on the browsers, like clicking on the next page, loading a new web page. So if someone is asking you to explain about the Selenium architecture, this is what you have to deliver there. Like, you have to basically split it into three parts. You have a client, you have a server, and then you have a browser and the browser driver. So the client that I meant, like I mentioned earlier, any language in an IDE can be called as a client. And once you execute this, this will get converted to REST API calls in JSON format via protocol, and it will, along with the help of browser drivers, will be communicating with the corresponding browser. So if you want to execute your test cases in Chrome, you should have your Chrome driver pre-installed, or if you're trying to communicate, like work with Mozilla, you have to have your Gecko driver ready in your system. Okay. So this is all about the basics of Selenium, how Selenium is working. If someone is asking you to explain about the architecture of Selenium, or what are language that Selenium support, all that kind of questions can be answered with this one particular diagram. Okay. So I think this is clear. Let's move to the next slide. I'll put it in presentation mode. Okay. So we are done with the architecture. So we'll be moving to now. So if you may be working in different MNCs or different firms. So they may be asking you this question: why Selenium and why not other tools? So the answer for those questions are being listed here. Free software, it's an open source, easy to install. You don't need to pay anything. You can write any number of questions. And if someone is asking you, what are the disadvantages of using Selenium? So I have listed all the advantages here. There may be questions like, can you spot any disadvantage of using Selenium for automation? So what, from my experience, what I have understood is like, we won't be getting any support. So I have also worked on this Tosca and UFT, and also whenever there is some issue, we can have a call with the support team of Tosca and get it resolved. But when you are using Selenium, you're all alone. Either you have to get the help of your seniors or person who is having a good experience with Selenium to get it cleared. But most of the time, you are all alone. You won't be getting any support. There won't be any support team to fix the issues that you are facing in Selenium. And considering the number of advantages, this is one slight disadvantage that Selenium is having from my perspective. And other advantages is like it is platform independent. You can work on all the platforms, all the languages, Windows, Linux, Mac, and all the browsers. It supports all the browsers. And at this point, the second last point is very important because I'll be giving a demo for that also. No dedicated mission required for test execution. User can work in parallel. So these are some of the advantages of using Selenium. This is another interview question which you must have faced. People who have already attended the interview have faced this question. What are the um, advantages of Selenium? And when you are saying 4 to 5 advantages, the interviewer may shift the question asking like, what are the, can you name few disadvantages of Selenium? So like I told you, there is no dedicated support team for fixing the issues that we are facing in Selenium. Like we have to wait for the next version to come out, like that. And integration with third-party tools, that will be also covered in the advanced topic. So how we can integrate this Selenium with the third-party tools and all. So I hope till here it is clear for all. Like we started with the introduction, knowing the architecture, what all languages getting supported in Selenium, what is Selenium, how it is communicating with the WebDriver and the browser, what type of communication channel or the protocol they are using, that is JSON wire protocol, advantages of using Selenium. Along with that, I have spotted some disadvantages also, which is not listed in the slide. Okay, now before getting started with Selenium, you have to have some things ready in your system, which include like I can show you. You have to have this Java in your system, like Java minus version. You people can check whether you have this. So this is one thing that is required in your system. You have to have the JDK pre-installed in your system, and the environment variables should be all set. So this is how you have to set the environment variables. So Java underscore home, you have to point it to that corresponding path here. Same is for this Maven underscore version. Okay, okay, MVN. So MVN minus version. So this is the version of the Maven that I'm using. So these are the things that should be already in your system pre-installed. Like if you have any doubt how to install this, you can just Google it, or you can just take the help of YouTube, how you can install JDK in your system and how you can install Maven in your system. So these two things are prerequisite. And like once you have installed Java and JDK, you have to just verify whether it is present in your system with the help of Maven commands. Sorry, with the help of CMD, like MVN minus version, which will give you the corresponding version of the Maven, and Java minus version, which will give you the corresponding version of the Java. Okay. Yeah, Nitin, like I plan, like I will, whenever you are having doubt, you can note it down. So I will give you 5 minutes after completing one topic to clear all the doubts. Will that work? Like, because in between, if I'm standing here to clear all the doubts, I won't be getting enough time to cover all the topics. So whenever you people are facing any doubt, note it down. I will give you 5 minutes so we can clear all the doubts in one go. Okay. So you have to have Java, you have to have Eclipse, or IntelliJ will also work for IDE. So basically I have Eclipse with me. You can also use IntelliJ. Then okay, understand creation of WebDriver object and its related classes. Run the first Selenium WebDriver program with browser invocation. Okay. So this is what we are going to do today. The first activity that we are going to create the first Maven project and a first Java program for that corresponding Maven project. Okay. And after that, we will be seeing the different locators that are being used in Selenium. So let's get started with the activity for the day. Like I will start with creating a new Maven project. So like I mentioned earlier, you people are able to see my screen, right? Can anyone just
Yes, it's
yes,
visible.
okay. So let me start with creating a new Maven project. So you have to come to file, a new in project session, Maven project. So the next question will be, why are you not creating a Java project and you are switching to Maven project? Why not a Java project, and why you should create a Maven project for that? So the answer for that question can be seen once I have created the Maven project. Like if I'm going to create a Java project, and once I started like creating the Java project, and when that is completed, when you open it, you won't get this file known as pom.xml. Okay. So from the Selenium learning perspective, this is very important file, pom.xml. If you're going to create a Java project, you won't get pom.xml. Okay. So before answering and before going to create a Java project, I like to distinguish between Selenium and Java. Okay. So if you're creating a Java project and trying to write some Selenium code, Java doesn't know anything about Selenium. Okay. So when we have to work with Selenium, we should have someone who knows about Selenium. Okay. That is the dependencies that we are getting from the Maven repository. Java doesn't know anything about Selenium. And also you may be in the interview also, the interviewer may be asking the question, is Selenium a tool? So I like to answer that question also. Selenium is not a tool. Selenium is a collection of jar files, which you can, which I will show you in some time. Like you have this Maven repo. If you are going to this Maven repository, you will be downloading all the necessary dependencies from this Maven repository. So the Selenium developers also have committed their Selenium Java jar files here. We will be taking this from this repository, and then we will be working it with in our IDE. So if you are going to create a Java project, you won't be able to add all those dependencies, because all the dependencies will be added in the POM file. So Java doesn't know anything about Selenium. Once you have this Maven dependency, only you can get started with Selenium. Okay. So let me start with creating a Maven project. File, new project, Maven project. I'm going to create next. Okay, create a simple project is what I'm going to do. Next. So group ID and artifact ID. So what is this group ID and artifact ID? Group ID is basically the name of the organization. Like if Selenium is going to create some project, the group ID can be kept as Selenium, and the artifact ID will be the Selenium project, Selenium for Java. So Java can be the artifact ID. Okay, I can show you an example for this group ID and artifact ID. So this is the repository from where we will be taking all the jar files. Okay. So if I'm clicking on Selenium Java and scrolling down, this is the latest version that we have, 4.5.0. That may be another interview question. What is the latest version of Selenium Java available in Maven repository? So that is 4.5.0. See, this is a group ID here. Group ID is the name of the organization, Selenium headquarters or Selenium HQ. Okay, that is a group ID, and artifact ID will be their sub project. So Selenium people are creating a Selenium Java project. Okay, that is the name of the artifact ID. So group ID will be basically the name of the organization, and the artifact ID will be their sub project. Okay, so if I'm trying to create a new Maven project here, I will name the group ID as anything. You can name it in anything. Whatever you are giving in artifact ID will be getting reflected here. So group ID, I will give it as automation. And what is automation? Selenium. Selenium for freshers. Okay, so people who are just out of the college and looking for a career to start in automation, this project is for you guys. How you have to create a new project, how you have to add all the dependency and start working with it. So I have created, I'm going to create, yes, finish. So you can see Selenium for fresh, it is here. And if you are just clicking here, you can see pom.xml. Okay. Now let's see what is this pom.xml and how to add all the dependencies. Okay. So what is this pom.xml? Like I told you before, see, you can see previous projects here, which is having one more document, which is having one more folder. See, JRE system library is there. Along with that, you can see Maven dependencies. Okay. So the project that I have created right now, the Maven dependencies is not there. So what is inside this Maven dependency? If I'm scrolling down, you can see all the Selenium jar files are there. Okay. Along with that, WebDriver Manager, many other dependencies also there. So when I started with Selenium, I do remember that what we did was that we will download all the jar files, we will right click and we will import all the jar files here rather than writing it in the pom.xml. Okay. Now, I think after 2 years it changed, because whenever there is some update happening with the Selenium, we have to delete all the jar files, go to this Maven, download all the fresh files and keep it here again for start working. So like if you're keeping everything inside pom.xml, see, I have this Selenium version 4.4.0. If there is a new version coming in with some new cool features, what I have to do is I just have to change the number to 4.5 or 4.3. Okay, which will take all the newly added files by the developers there who have uploaded it in Maven, and we will be fetching all the files and that will be getting reflected here. Okay, so like I mentioned earlier, what I have done here, I have created a new project. Inside that, I have my pom.xml where I will be going to add all the dependencies that are required to create this Selenium project. Okay, so let me add the dependencies. So right below the version, we will be adding the dependencies. So this is how we will be adding the dependencies. We have this dependencies stack. Okay, basically dependency stack, it's plural. That means we are going to add multiple dependencies inside this dependency stack. So the first dependency will be, like you all know, Java doesn't know anything about Selenium. So we have to introduce Selenium to our ID. So that is what I'm going to do right now. So for that, we have to move to this Maven repository. Maven repository, you can just Google it, Maven repository, and in the search bar, you have to search Selenium. So basically, we are going to work with Selenium Java. So I'll be clicking on this, taking the latest version 4.5.0. So I'll be taking that one. Copy till here. Okay. Dependency. The first one is command line. I don't think we need that. Just that dependency. So I will be copy pasting this between this dependency stack. Okay. So the first dependency that I have taken is of Selenium. Okay. So I have taken the dependency. Now what I have to do? I have to save it. Okay. So while I am saving it, you have to watch the right bottom. You can see some green bar running, some build happening. Okay, just focus your eyes on the right bottom. So I am trying to save it. Control S. You can see building happening. Along with that, you will see one more file getting added here. When the build is 100%, you can see Maven dependencies coming here. Let's wait. It's taking bit time. Usually it will be created by now. Okay, 100%. See, Maven dependencies. So all the jar files which are necessary for creating the Selenium is here. Along with that, many other dependencies, jar files also got downloaded. Okay, and this folder is also present, which was not there before. Maven dependencies. If I'm scrolling down, Selenium, if you want to run it in Edge, you have to have this. If you want to run it in Firefox, you have to have this. Safari, Chrome, all the drivers, and they're supporting all these jar files are present now. Now I think we can start with the first Java program. Sorry, first Selenium program. So this is the Maven folder structure. Okay, I will talk about this after some time, why we are following this folder structure also. So right click, new. I'm going to create a new class, which will be my first program. Okay. So I will also have this public static void main with the. Okay, so this is my first program. Okay. So what I'm going to do right now is I'll be like taking with the help of the WebDriver. I'll be creating a driver instance with whom I will be fetching the uh, mm, any URL, browser URL. Okay, basically that is what I will be doing right now. So for that, I have already created one. I will just, for the time being, I will just copy it. So the first line will be system.set property. Okay. So what is this line doing? System.set property. System.set property is basically pointing to the driver that we are having. Okay. So this is old style of writing. I will rewrite it with the new style of writing. So this is basically the old style of writing where I need to get the Gecko driver. Okay. Why Gecko driver? Because I'm trying to run this in Firefox. Okay. So system.set property is basically pointing to my path whereby Firefox driver is residing. So what I have done is I went to Google. I just asked for get me some Firefox driver. Firefox driver. Okay. Firefox driver, and I just clicked on it. I downloaded the downloaded what? Okay, this one, Windows 64, and I downloaded it and I copied it to my local path. So where is it? This is my local path where I copied D skill up gecko driver.exe. Okay, this is what I have downloaded and I have pointed the path. I can show you that. 1 second. Inside skill up, I have this gecko driver ready. Okay, I have downloaded it, kept it here, and I have pointed it here system using system.set property. Okay, now the second line of code will be we are initializing the web driver. Okay, so this is it. Done. So I have initialized the, where is it? Okay, I'm initializing the web driver equal to, so I'll just copy paste it here. Web driver equal to new Firefox driver. If you are changing this to Chrome driver and webdriver.chrome.driver, this will start working in Chrome driver. Okay, so what is this web driver? Basically, that is another interview question for freshers. Basically, for freshers, what is this web driver? Web driver, if you want to know more about that, just control and right click. So web driver extends. Okay, this is an interface. Web driver is an interface. So there is a lot to talk about WebDriver. So for the time being, I will just give you as an assignment, dig deeper into WebDriver. What is it doing and how it is making the life of Selenium automation engineers much easier. Like whenever they want to switch from Firefox to Chrome, it is quite easy. So WebDriver interface is playing a very important role here that I think you people can investigate yourself. What is this WebDriver interface basically doing? How it is making the switch from one browser to another. Like if I want to execute my code in Chrome, I just want to change Chrome here, give the download the chrome.exe and change that webdriver.com.driver here. Okay, so this is the old style of writing. So I have okay. So I will close it. I will close this. Okay, this is our program. So I have my WebDriver ready, which is an interface. So this is one instance pointing to that interface. Okay, using the newly created driver. So I will go to some URL. So driver dot get. So get, inside that get, you can see, right, we have to pass some URL. So what we have done, we have set the system property. We are telling them that, okay, this particular program is going to run in Firefox. And the name of the Firefox driver is Gecko driver. So only for Firefox, the name is Gecko driver. For Chrome, it is Chrome driver. And for IE, it is IE driver. Okay, for Chrome, it is Chrome driver. Safari, so it's also Safari driver. If you're using MacBook and all, you can use Safari. Then WebDriver. So I have this WebDriver interface ready with one instance. So see what I'm going to do next. Driver.get. I'm going to give some URL here. Okay, I'm going to give some URL here. So what I should give, I will take this demo site. Okay, you can also, you people can also work with this. If you want, I can share it in the chat. This is one free platform which you can automate and play with it. So I will take the URL. I will take the URL. I will place it here, and that's it. I will try to run this. Right click, run as Java application. Okay, I'm trying to run this. Let's see what is happening. That particular URL got opened in the Firefox. Okay, this is for you freshers who are planning to switch to automation. This is how you have to start your upskilling session. Now you can see that this is wide open there. This is not getting closed. So if I want to close that particular browser, I have to write driver.close. So that is another interview question. What is the difference between, I will comment it here. What is a, if people want, you can take the screenshots. Okay. So that is another interview questions coming all the way. Like, what is the difference between driver.close and driver.quit? Another important question. What is the difference between driver.close and what is the difference between driver.quit? Anyway, I'm not going to answer this question because from my perspective, this question is no more important. I will tell you why this is no more important. Okay, what is the difference between driver.close and driver.quit? So basically, I will try to run this program. So what you can see different here is after getting the URL, the driver will be getting closed. So let me run it. Okay. That's it. Done. It got, it was a bit fast. So for people, I will just make it slow with the help of some thread.sleep. Okay. Maybe exception, yeah. Okay. I will run it. Function F11 is the short key for running it. Function F11. Run it. So yeah, that particular URL is fetched. It will wait for 5 seconds and then it will get closed. 3 seconds and then it will get closed. Okay. So this is how you should start. Freshers out of the college, if you want to try some Selenium, and you can continue with this. Okay, there are many other methods available. Another interview question will be, what is the difference between driver.get and driver.navigate to? Okay, driver.get, and what is the difference between driver.get and driver.navigate to? It's another question that can be asked from this particular area. And another question will be, explain something more about this web driver. So how this is helping the automation testers? What is this basically doing? This web driver. What is this? It's an interface. So the next question will be, tell me more about this. Okay, this thing you will investigate yourself. What is web driver? What is the advantages of using this web driver? So these are the basic questions that you can get if you're a fresher or person who is having 1 to 2 years of experience. So that's it. So we have completed this 30 minutes for the freshers, one or people with 1 year, 2 year experience. So what I have done, I have gone through all the advantages of using Selenium. I have done some basic program here. And next we'll be seeing the locators. Before that, if you have any question, you can just ask it right away. Like previously someone was, or you can just drop it in the chat box.
Hi sir,
Yeah,
myself Neeraj.
yeah.
So the installation is currently I'm using Ubuntu OS, so the installation is pretty much same for Ubuntu also, right?
Yeah, same. Like I mentioned earlier, this is platform independent from my previous
Okay.
slide. You can use it Linux, Mac, Windows, and personally, I have tried it in Ubuntu also. Okay, so the main difficulty that I have faced while using Ubuntu system was that getting the path. You have to get the path right. So you know, like getting this D skill up Gecko driver won't be possible in Ubuntu, or it be like it will be possible. Yeah, it will be possible, like, but you have to give the super user permission for that if you are using Ubuntu system. That is one difficulty I have faced while I was running the same in Ubuntu. No other dependencies, the rest all same. Okay, I hope I have
Okay, sir.
answered
Thank
that
you.
question. Yeah.
Sir, when you said the Selenium web architecture,
Yeah.
is it all happening in the same client system? All those components?
Selenium client. Okay, same client system in the sense we have client, we have server, and we have a web driver and browser. So the client system means exactly, can you make it more clear exactly what client system?
My question is, the web driver is installed in the client system only where we are running the scripts, right? So that whole architecture is part of the where Selenium is installed.
Architecture is
Let's
part.
say we are running a Selenium on a test machine.
Okay.
So the components that we're seeing are all part of that test machine, or the server component is actually residing somewhere else?
Good question. Good question. Got it. So see, whenever I like to like at the end of the session, I'll be giving a demo also. Like this, I'm running in my local system, right? So I'll be trying to run it in some Azure DevOps or somewhere, and I will clear that out. Before that, so uh, whenever one test is trying to run, what it will be doing, it will be fetching all the dependencies, like all the web drivers, keeping it within that system, and then it will be getting executed. So whenever it is running, it will fetch all the dependencies, all the web drivers from the main repo, keeping it in the local, and then it will be getting executed. Okay. Did I answer your question? Along with that, I
Yes, sir.
like
I
to add
mean,
one more.
technically, the web driver architecture is in the system where we are running the script actually.
Correct. Exactly. But that system, like that system need not be the local system. It can be any system. It can be a remote system also. You can run all this thing in a remote system also. So what I was trying to explain here
Thank
is,
you.
okay, thanks for asking that question basically. Okay, then only I was able to recollect one more point, which was regarding the Maven repo. Okay, so like you saw, everything I was taking from this Maven repository, right? Everything that I had here, I was taking from this Maven repository. So what happens tomorrow this Maven repository is not there? Can we run all the test cases? So keeping this ahead, or keeping this in mind, organization have take one step ahead. Like they will be keeping another local, like Nexus server or something. They will be keeping, so we have this public repo, which is Maven repository. I will write it. Oh shit. I will keep it here. Okay, I'll close it. Close. Do I need to close this? Okay, I will take it with this. Okay. So like I told you, we have this public repo known as Maven. Okay. So what happens? One interview question will be like this. What happens tomorrow? No Maven. Tomorrow Maven is not there. Some hackers have played with it, and we lost the URL that we are getting a 400 error. Maven repository is not there. So how can we work? So keeping this in mind, what organizations have done is that have keep another repository known as Nexus or some other repo. This is organizational specific. All the dependencies that are required for the Selenium project, they have downloaded it from Maven and they have kept it here in Nexus repo. So whenever the test case is getting executed, they will be getting all the dependencies, fetching all the dependencies, keeping it in their Docker system, and then running it. Okay. So tomorrow, if there is no Maven, you can get all the dependencies from Nexus. Okay. This is what organization MNCs have done for safeguarding their automation. All the important dependencies, they will be taking it from the public repo and keeping it safe in their local repository system. Okay, so when I got that question only, I was able to recollect this. So that's it. Now let me move to this locators. Okay, locators part. Where is it? Yeah, here. So we have covered the architecture. We have advantages of Selenium. Yeah, now we are going to locators. So locators are necessary for identifying the elements that are getting loaded in a page. Okay, so locators are an important interview questions for people with 2 to 3 years experience, or till 5 years. They can ask what are named few locators. So these are the different locators using this. We will be identifying the different elements present in a web page. So I will continue it with the previous program that I have written. So the next thing will be like locators. Okay, so I will give you a walkthrough of few of these locators here. So if you are like trying to access this page, I will just move this 1 second. I need to move this. Okay. If you're trying to access this page, okay, you got it. And what is the next stage? Like you have to find the element, click on this, enter your username here. You have to find this, click on this, enter the password here. Okay, and then you have to click on the login button. That is the next stage. So finding the element, entering the username, finding the element, entering the password, and clicking on the login button. This is the manual step that I'm going to automate right now. So before that, I have to find where this particular element is residing. So right click, inspect. What is it? So this is inside an input with the ID. We have ID. So is ID a locator? We have to check, is ID a locator? If ID is a locator, you can go with ID. So what are the different locators we have? Where is it? What are the different locators we are having? I will just okay. Just go through this. We have ID, we have XPath, name, class name, tag name, link test, partial link test. These are few of the locators. And ID is a locator. So you can go with ID. Okay, so I'm taking the ID of that particular element. What was the ID here? Okay, what was ID here? Right click, inspect. Okay, this is the ID. So I'm taking that ID. Okay. And I need to click on this and I to send this value to that particular username. That is what I'm going to do. Okay. So let me try that. So I have created the instance of this WebDriver. So the next step will be driver dot find element using what? by.id, and see, I'll just click the enter. Inside that I will give my ID. Is it just user only, or is it something else there? Let me copy this and check. What is there? ID is user name. Okay, that is ID. User name. That is ID. So the ID is user name. Done. Okay, Control S. So okay, I have to click on this, right? Then after one click, I have to enter the password. So driver dot find element by dot the same thing, ID. After giving a click, I should enter. Okay, the same thing. I should, in the same web element, I have to send keys. Use send keys. Send keys will be sending the data. So what is the data I need to send here? Just below that we have to, okay, I have to send the username. Got it. I'm going to send the username. Done. Then what? So I'm done with the username part. The same step I am repeating for password also, but I need to change the ID. What is the ID for the password? This is a password field. I need to get the ID, name, or anything. So inspect. So right click, I will copy this. What is ID that? ID for password field is password itself. So I will use this password. Okay. So instead of username, I'm using password. Password, password. And what is the password? I have to send it here, the password. So what is the password that I'm going to use? Secret, this one. Done. And is it over? No. What all things I have done? I have clicked on username. I have sent the username. I clicked on password and I have pasted the password here. Now what is the next thing? Clicked, send, clicked, send. Now I need to click on the login button. So right click, inspect, login button. What I have? ID. ID is there. ID is login button itself. I'll take that. That is easy. Okay. Enter driver dot find element by dot ID, right? ID. I'll be giving the ID here. Dot click, and doesn't need to send anything there. Just click. Done. So what will happen? The page will get loaded, enter the username, password, and okay, that's it. And I should not close it here. Okay, I should not close it here. I should close it only at the end. So I'm not going to close it. Let's run and see what is happening. Okay. Renes, I have got some question in the chat. I will be taking that question towards the end of the session. Okay.
Sir, I think it's closing the sleep time given, right?
It got executed, right? What was it? What was the question?
Oh, I thought it will close because we.
No, I
Oh, it's
commented it out.
already.
I
Okay,
commented out. I just mentioned that I commented it out.
okay.
Don't get closed. So if you want, I can close it here. I will close it here. Driver dot close. So you people are listening, right? I thought that this is a Sunday morning. People will be just logging in and doing their activities. It's good to see that people are listening. Okay. So driver dot close. We are done. So this is the first program where we have just logged into a free platform, and yeah, we are inside it now. Next, you can plan your test cases, whether you want to buy a bag, t-shirt. So these are some advanced level things which I will be taking it in the next 30 minutes, how we can play with these things, how we can plan our test cases. So for freshers, I like to give you one more assignment. Like, you people can try booking some flights and all. Okay, so that is the best platform to learn this Selenium, where you can search your flights. Like, you can click on this field, enter the click on these check boxes and all. Everything is right click, inspect, click. You will get it. Okay, do the same activity. If you're finding any trouble, you can take the help of YouTube. There are good number of trainers who will be providing good sessions. You can take the help of them, but it's good you can train yourself with these flight booking applications and all. Okay, and you can also give some logic, like which flight is cheapest today. You can do something like that. So the prerequisite for Selenium, learning Selenium, is you have to have a basic knowledge on one of the programming languages like Java, C#, something. First, you have to have the basic understanding of any one of the programming language. Then you have to switch to Selenium. Okay. So basically, whenever we are having a Selenium session, we make sure that people are having a Java session before that. So they know Java. So when they know Java, they can use the string operations, collections, which are required here. Okay. It's not like core Java, just the basic Java knowledge will be pretty good to start with the Selenium. So that's it. So there are many other locators also. So I have discussed only about ID. We have XPath, we have CSS selector, we have name, class name, tag, link test, partial link test. So name, class name, and all, you can understand it from the word itself. Name means you'll see something like, I can show you here. You will see something like right click, inspect, see, name. Okay, driver dot find element by name. You can put it and you can start working with it. That's it. And what is the other thing? Name and other locators also. The CSS selector is there. XPath is there. Okay, I'm not going deep into these locators, because that itself will take 1.5 hours if I'm going deep into this locator. So just take some random video, go into these locators. Link test and partial link test are basically, you'll get it here. Like I can show you here what is link test and partial link test. Where should I go? Orange, any, or I Facebook or anything. Facebook. Say forgot password, right click, inspect. This forgot password. Okay, question mark. This is link test. Link test. A text which is linked to this one. If I'm right clicking on that link, it will get you to that reset password account. So driver dot find element by. So for getting that, what you have to write is for getting that link test driver, for clicking on that forgot password, you have to write driver dot find element by dot, we have seen ID, class name is there, CSS selector is there, link text, driver dot find element by link text, and after that you have to give that text here. What was that text that I saw? Forgot password, this thing. Okay, that's it. I'm giving it here, and if I'm, it will work. Okay, we'll click on that forgot password using another locator, which is link test. What is partial link test? Same thing. Partial link test means you should not give it forgot password completely. You can just give forgot. It will take that text which is having this forgotten. Okay, like driver dot find element by dot partial link test. Okay, I can just give forgot there, and it will work. Rather than giving the complete text, I can give the partial text. That's it. So that's it. So the remaining locators, if you want, I can go through that, but I don't have enough time for that. I just need to jump to the next slide. So this is like, you can brush up what is CSS selector, what is XPath, and all. I have the notes here for XPath. Like there are a good number of way of writing different XPath. If you want people, that these are the notes of XPath. How to write XPath, / tag name attribute value. This is the format of writing XPath. Okay, whenever you, so why different locators? That is another question. You can deal everything with ID, name, class, partial. Why are you going for this CSS selector, XPath, and all? That is another question. See, in some elements, there may not be any ID, there may not be any name, there may not be any link test, partial link text. In that case, you have to write XPaths. Okay, so how to write XPath is another important topic, but I am not going deep into that. This is just basic about the framework and some interview questions. So interview question can be like this: why do you need different XPath, or what are the different styles of writing XPath? See, this is one way of writing XPath, giving a single attribute. This is another way of writing XPath, giving multiple attributes. This is another way of writing XPath, using the text. Okay, / tag name text, that click on that element which is having this text value, like that. So there are different styles of writing XPath, which itself require another 2 hours to explain all this one by one. So I'm just giving a brief description on what all things are there, what all interview questions can be there, basically. Okay, so I'm not going to show this one by one. So these are the different locators: ID, XPath, CSS selector is also their name, class name, tag name, link test, partial link test. So another important question that can come from this particular area is, so you have all these 6, 7, 8 locators. So tell me which one is the fastest among these? Another important question. Which XPath is the fastest one? Can anyone put it in the chat box? Which XPath is the fastest one? Fastest XPath. You can put it in the chat box. CSS. CSS selector. ID. Okay, ID. ID is also there. There is a good competition between CSS selector and ID. XPath is there. Relative XPath. So from my understanding, this question was very important when we were using this, what was that? Internet Explorer. Okay. when we are automating test cases using Internet Explorer, we have this, we will be just watching the time it will be taking to execute one test case. So when we are using this IE, which got decommissioned, when we were using this IE, basically when we are giving ID as the locator, it will be getting executed faster rather than giving XPath and CSS selector. But now in today's browsers like Chrome, Firefox, there is no much difference. So you can answer this question in such a manner that when there was Internet Explorer, there was much difference when we are using ID. So from my understanding, people can correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, I'm not. So whatever I'm saying is from my understanding and from my practical knowledge. When I was using this Internet Explorer, if I'm giving ID instead of CSS and XPath, ID will be the fastest one. Okay, then only it will XPath and CSS selector. But if I'm giving this ID, XPath and CSS selector randomly in Chrome or Firefox, everything is working under the same speed only. There is some slight milliseconds difference, which is not even notable. So basically, people will be comparing between XPath and CSS selector, and then they will be framing the questions. Okay, we have two locators, XPath and CSS selector. Which one is the fastest among these two? So I have seen a slight difference in CSS selector. Whenever we are using CSS selector, the things will be getting executed much faster, because XPath, there are situations where we will be using parent to child traversal, siblings traversal, and in those cases, XPath will be taking much more time. Up and down, two-way traversals and all they're possible with XPath. So comparing XPath and CSS selector is the fastest one, but it's just milliseconds. Okay, with the new updated browsers like Chrome is on 102 or something, the latest version 103 or something. With these updated browsers, there is no much difference that is felt. Okay, now let me switch to the another important topic, which is mainly for the people under the category 3 years to 5 years. When you are trying to switch your jobs, when you are trying to attend your interview, you will be getting this question: explain about your framework. So this is the next thing. So I have set up a framework here, using which I will be explaining the architecture of the framework that I have built. Okay, and after framework, I will be going through the execution phase, how we can execute the test cases that we have written. Then what are the good practices in a framework? What are the common mistakes that we are doing in a framework? And towards the end, the future enhancement. So today's highlight area is this future enhancement. Okay, so you can see that there is no slides present in this future enhancement because it's your framework. You can enhance it in any way. Okay, I cannot suggest, okay, this you can do that, this. It's your framework. You can do whatever thing, you can add whatever utilities you want inside your framework. Okay, so let me start with the architecture itself. So what is a like why you need a framework architecture? Or so when I was having this 2 year of experience, I went to an organization and I got this interview, and they were asking this question on us: what is this page object model, and what is the importance of having a page object model? Okay, in that time I haven't worked in this page object model. Basically, I was not aware about it. So the question was, page object model is of two types: page object model with a page object factory, and page object model without page object factory. Okay, so this interviewer, he was asking me this question: Sarin, you have 1,000 test cases. So tell me, Sarin, in all the 1,000 test cases, you are trying to log in. Okay, you are trying to log in, then only you are trying to run other instances. So what happened is that one day the development team suddenly changed the front end or the login page. Okay, not the complete login page. They just changed this username. Okay, this username UI they changed, and all the ID, username, XPath, everything got changed, and you have 1,000 test cases which is using the same web element for signing in. So this was the question that manager gave me. So how can you handle this situation? You have 1,000 test cases. Would you go and what will you do? So I think that was okay. I think that was while I was trying as a fresher or something. I don't remember it exactly. 3 or 4 years back. So I answered the question like, sir, I will go to this 1,000 test cases and I will collect all the test cases. I will controller find all this element, and I will change that particular web element, and I will replace it with the new web element. That is what I answered him. And he was just looking at me like, what this guy is saying. That was his approach there. Is this the right way, right approach? He was cross questioning me for giving like an answer like that. So after that only I realized that what is the importance of this page object model. Okay, I was not aware about it. And page object model can be created in two ways: page object model with page object factory and without page object factory. So I'm not going deep into this, what this page object factory and without page object factory is, but I will go deeper into what this page object model is, which is very important. Okay, so page object model means, see, this is one page, which is login page, okay, which may be used in multiple test cases. So what they have done is, each page they have put under one separate class. All the elements of this page has been put in one class. If I'm trying to log in, in this page, if I'm trying to log into this page, okay, if I'm trying to log into this page, I'll be getting another page, right? This is the home page. All the clickable elements in this page will be kept under another class. Okay, so I can show you an example for that. So we have done with the Selenium for freshers, which I will, okay, let it be there. I'm not going to close it. Maybe after some time I need that. So this is the framework. Okay, so all the Java code will be coming under source main Java, will be written here. All the Java code, all the test cases will be written under here, source test Java. Okay, got it. So this is the folder structure. From where did you get this folder structure? You created a Maven project, right? So this is one important question. So why you are using Maven? Maven in 5 minutes. Maven in 5 minutes. You can get a complete explanation of what this Maven is. So what is this Maven folder structure? So in an organization, there will be multiple resources working in same automation project. So they just need a folder structure to work with. Okay, people should know where things are. So if you want to work with some test cases, it is under source test. Okay, inside this you can find the test cases. And if you want to write work with some core Java codes, okay, some code to find the Excel sheet, not test cases, the remaining Java codes, you can find it in source main Java. All the test cases will be here. So basically it will be providing a like what we can say, a systematic approach for people to find where things are residing, from where you can pick test cases, from where you can pick the Java code. Okay, so this is like that. Application name, you will have pom.xml. After that you will have source with main and test. Okay, I will show you here. See, this is my application, Selenium mid-level. Inside that I have source. Inside source there is main Java. Inside this main Java, this is all Java code residing here, and all the test cases you can find it here. So tomorrow in this organization, if a fresher is coming or a new individual is coming in, we don't need to tell him, okay, go from where to fetch the test cases. If he has this experience with Maven, he know that, okay, I have to come here, then click here. This is the test cases inside source test Java, and this is the Java code corresponding to that. Or okay, so I just got into another area. I was discussing about this page object model. See, page objects. I'm clicking on this. See, for login page, I have created all the web elements of login page are stored here. Okay, all the web elements of the next page, which is the home page, are stored here. So what is the advantage of storing web elements like this? If tomorrow and all other test cases, okay, all the test cases that I have written is, see what it is doing. Login page extends base class. Okay, so this is one class extending another class, and I'm using that class to get the elements of all these web pages. Okay, like I am creating an object and using that I'm getting all this. If I'm going to this login page, what is happening here? See, login page. Okay, all the methods and the login page function is written here. I'm calling this only. So tomorrow, and I'm calling this only. So I have written it only once. What if the username and password field I have written only once, and I'm using it multiple times. Rather than repeating the code, I have kept it here. Whenever I want it, I will create an object for this. I will create it. I will call it there and work with it in the test case. Okay. So what is the advantage of using page object model? Tomorrow, if something changes, what I have to do? I have to come. Okay, I know the developer told me that they have changed the UI of the login page. So I have to come to login page, change the value here, change the value here, change the value here. This will get auto reflected in all my test cases rather than going inside the test case and changing it. Okay, I can come here because each page I have kept under separate class. Each web elements of each page I have kept under separate class. I can come here and I can edit it and work with it. Okay, so that is the advantage of page object model. Each page that you are seeing, this is one page, this is another page. Like each page you are seeing will be kept under one class. You will be writing separate class to store all the elements. So tomorrow, if you want this menu item, something changes here, where I have to go? I have to come to page objects. Rather than going to the test case, I have to come here. I have to check menu item. So I don't have such a class. So I will take it as home page. And if I have written it here, I will change it here. Okay, if some test cases is using this element to click, all test cases will get updated. Changing this will reflect everywhere. You only need to change it once rather than changing it in 1,000 test cases. So this is the approach. This is the importance of having a framework also where things are. Okay. So I will start with the framework and explain the architecture of the framework that I have it here. So freshers who are attending this session, from this point onwards, you may find it a bit difficult to follow. Okay, because you may not be familiar with topics like base class, page objects, action driver, various utilities, config files, folders. You won't be familiar with these points. And also you won't be familiar with what is test-ng, but you know what is pom.xml. Okay. Pom.xml is the file where we are adding all the dependencies that you know. Now, let me come to this framework. Okay. So basically, my framework is having this base class. So let me open the base class and show you what is there inside the base class. So since base class is completely Java code, I have put it under source main Java. Base Java. Okay, here it is. So what is in here? Basically, inside the base class, I have written, if I want to wish it in Chrome, wish to run it in Chrome, I have to get Chrome. If I want to run it in Firefox, I have to get. Basically, I'm choosing the type of browser that needs to be executed here using the method launch. Okay, and after launching the browser, I am maximizing the screen. Then I am I'm giving an implicit wait. Okay, usually in a framework, we won't use this thread.sleep. We will be using different weights known as implicit weight, explicit weight. So another important question for interview is about weights. Okay. So I have put it in the chat, implicit weight. What is implicit weight? What is explicit weight? And what is fluent weight? Okay. Note it and try to find the answer for this. Okay. Because if I'm going to explain this, this will take another 30 minutes. Implicit weight, explicit weight, and fluent weight. But I can help you this in 1 minute, I think. Okay, what is implicit weight? So, and before saying implicit weight, I have to talk about what is this thread.sleep. Okay, thread.sleep, and why it is not advised to use inside the framework or inside the test cases. See, thread.sleep is, if I'm giving a thread.sleep of 5,000 seconds, what is it doing is it will wait, hard wait. It will wait till 5 seconds, like you are waiting in front of a signal, traffic signal. You have to wait it there, even though there is no vehicle crossing, still you have to wait it. So that is thread.sleep. Okay, you can explain it like this to the interviewer. What is thread.sleep? It's a hard wait. Okay, and you are stuck in front of a signal, even though no vehicle is crossing, you can't go. You have to wait it here. That is thread.sleep. Okay, so now after thread.sleep, your program will get lagged. Okay, it will take so much time to get executed. It has to wait unnecessarily. It has to wait 5,000 seconds. Even though all the pages load, all the elements are present in the UI, you cannot proceed further. You have to wait it there like that. So this will affect the performance of the test cases. The test cases that is taking some 1 minute to get executed. If I'm putting thread.sleep multiple times, it will take around 5 minutes to complete the execution. So this is not a good practice. So to come up with a good practice, we are using implicit wait. So what is this implicit wait? Implicit wait will be waiting. Okay. Basically, our traffic signal system should also be put it like this. It will be waiting in the signal, and if there is no vehicle in other two signals, it will open the signal and people can move easily. Okay. But like it will be sensing whether other peoples are there. Similarly, implicit wait is it will be checking whether that particular element is visible in that particular page or not. Okay, it will be just waiting for the time that we are giving. It will be waiting till, for example, I'm giving 10 seconds here using implicit wait. It will wait till 10 seconds. It will wait at most 10 seconds. Basically, you have to know the difference between at most and at least. So maximum, it will be waiting 10 seconds. Okay. Before that, if it is able to find the element, it will be taking that element and continuing the execution. That is what it is. Implicit wait is all about. There is no hard wait. Like in the traffic signal, you are waiting for 120 minutes, but there is no vehicle. So the signal will sense itself and it will turn green and you can move. That is implicit wait, basically. Okay. So implicit wait, we basically will be providing it in the framework itself. So there are many elements. Sometimes the element may take 5 or 3 seconds extra to load. So I have given an implicit wait there. Whenever an element is showing laziness, just wait for him. The maximum wait is 10 seconds. If still he is not showing up, throw an error and end the execution. There is some issue there. Okay, that is implicit wait. So that is a main difference between thread.sleep and implicit wait. Remaining two waits are assignment. You can dig deep into it and you can find the answer yourself, so that you people will remember it. But the best way to remember these stuffs is like you have to relate it with a real life example like traffic signal, how it is working. And if I'm using a thread.sleep, it is the static traffic signal that we are facing day to day. And if you want to change something in the traffic signal, like sensing the density of the vehicle is changing according to that, we are using implicit wait. Implicit wait is something like that. Maximum it will wait 10 seconds. Before that, if the traffic is less, the signal will be opening itself, turning green itself, like that. So that is another interview question. So we were discussing about the base class. Okay, so base class will have all these weight, all these things, basic things which are required for all the test cases will be kept inside base class. Okay, now, and all other classes that I have written will extend this base class. Okay, so you see public class, base class. Okay, so all other test cases will be using this base class, because all test case needs this base class to get executed. Why? Because all the browser name, everything is given here. And see, I have written a file property here for fetching config.properties. Where is that file? Config.property. Inside configuration, config.properties. What is inside that config.properties? The URL, that admin name, password, the browser name, everything is inside this file. Okay, which is required for all the test cases. So things that are required for all the test cases in common are put under one place, that is the base class. Okay, so all other classes test cases will extend this base class. Okay, will extend. So these are the OOPS concepts that we are using here. Okay, I got muted, sorry. Okay, so page objects access, what I was saying. Okay, inheritance. Okay, so all other OOPS concept, that is what is getting used here. All other class will be inheriting methods written in the base class. Okay, for execution with the base class and all other remaining Java code, we will be preparing our test cases. So I will walk you through what is present inside page object, what is this in action class, utility, config, and everything, folders and all. Okay, just be with me. So source main Java is having the base class. Like I mentioned, everything is present in the base class, done. And page objects is having all the elements which are required for writing the test cases kept. For login page, everything is here. For home page, everything is inside another class. Okay, now base is clear, page objects is clear. What is this utility? Okay, utility means sometimes if you want to create fill all the usernames and all, you have to keep all the usernames in Excel sheet and read it, right? So in manual testing also, people know all the username, password, everything will be saved under one sheet. You have to get the sheet, you have to fetch it, take the username and password, work with it. So this is the Java code for interacting with the Excel sheet. Okay, extend manager is nothing but at the end of the execution of the test case, I just need to know what all test cases got executed, how many passed. Okay. For that, I am using another utility report, basically for report generation. TestNG itself will give us a report. Okay. There is a report inside TestNG, but rather than using that report, which is index.html, okay, which is a report that is already present in the framework TestNG report. So you can use this report also, but it is not like user friendly. Okay. I don't like using this report. It looks some 90s back report. The UI is not that like, it's not that user friendly also. It's not presentable basically. So I have used this extend report in the framework, which look like this. See, I am automating this application known as Orange HRM. You can give the image there, Orange HRM heading there, how many test cases got executed, whether it got passed or not. All these things will be found in this extend report. So utility basically include all the things that we are continuously using. Rather than writing the code again and again, I'm using Excel. Whenever I need data, I will just call the object of this and take it. And at the end of all the test cases, I need to create a report. So that is written in the base class itself. After suit, at the end of the execution code completed, run the report, I need to get the report. That is what it is doing. Okay. Now, I cannot go deeper into this, like what is Excel, what is everything. I don't have enough time. So I just walk you through the framework, you can take the screenshot of this, okay? And you can explain it to the interviewer, basically how I'm explaining it if you don't have a framework in hand. And you can also take this framework from the my Git repo. It's a public repo. You can get it from there. You can run it, you can play with it, and you can, even if you want to enhance the framework, you can do that also. Okay. So I will share the link of the repo also. You can get it from here. Selenium framework, it is there. Okay. Where is it? Chat. Where is it? Where is it? Okay. I will share it here. The name of the repo where you will get this. So when the interviewer asking you to explain about the framework, this is what you have to explain. I have my base class, I have my page objects, each page is stored under different, what is advantage of using page object? If something got changed, I need not go to the test case for making the changes. I can change it here. It will reflect in all the test cases. And there are different utilities I'm using, like Excel for reading the Excel data, extend manager, which is the report that I'm getting. For this, I'm using extend report, and listener class. Another important topic. What is this listener class? See, when we are executing the test cases, the listener class is someone who listens. Okay, whether that particular test case is getting failed or not, someone should be there to monitor all these things, the test runs, whether the test case is getting passed, whether the test case is getting executed. So listener is a part of TestNG. So I haven't taken any topics on TestNG. TestNG should be considered as a different session. So TestNG is something like the control over the test cases. That is what TestNG is giving. If you want to know more about TestNG, just go to this testng.org. Okay, this will give you what all the documentation. This will give you what all the different things you can do with the adding a dependency known as TestNG. For my framework, I have added this dependency, the TestNG dependency. You can see I have added Selenium, I have added TestNG dependency. Okay, and that is how it works. Okay, that is how it works. Let me, okay, how should I share it? Okay, in the chat. You can go to this and learn more about TestNG. What all things, okay. So TestNG has this one known as listener, which will listen whether the test case is getting failed or not, how the test case is getting executed, all the things you can know from here. Okay. So on test failure, we have to give a red color to my report. All those configuration things are changed, written here. So that is one of the utility that I have used. Another thing is log.java. Why I'm using this log.java? Basically, in the test case, whenever I'm doing something, I need to know that, okay, this is what I'm going to do. See, if I'm running this will be there in the console and also in the log files. Okay. I'll be getting in the log files also, I'll be getting this report. Okay, I'm going to enter the username and password. It will be shown there. So if the test case is getting failed, I know, okay, it got failed when I was trying to. So log at the end of the test case, see, login successful. So this get printed in the console, and also in a text file, I will be getting all the steps. So this is logging all the information before starting the test case, I will log.start. Okay, I'm going to start this login into payroll application test case. So once the test case is completed, I will, okay, that test case got completed. In between, I'm okay. When I'm going to enter the username and password, just before that, I will type, okay, log.info. I'm going to enter the username and password, which means if a test case is getting failed, I can, from the console itself, I can scroll and see, okay, this got printed. That means just after that, the test case got failed. So it will be easy for me to fix the issues if I'm having the log files. Okay, these are the main things in the utility. Back to the framework. So page objects is there, utility. We have gone through the utility, extend report, log4j, listener, data provider means that Excel sheet. Okay, Excel data. Now action drivers are nothing but they're all the Selenium methods I have put under this action class, like click, scroll, okay, all the methods that we have, find element, everything I have put it under one single class. So it will be in handy for me to use. Whenever I need to click on element, I will create an object for this and I will use it. It will be easy for me. All the methods, okay, all the methods have been put under one. Is selected, is clickable, all these are Selenium methods. Okay, find element, everything is under this one action class. Okay, rather than writing it, why I'm keeping it under this class is reusability. I can just, whenever I want to use it, I just need to call this method name only. All other things are being handled inside this function itself. These are basically the Selenium code, like click, send the keys, select by value, select by visible test, moving the mouse, or JavaScript executor, everything is here only. Okay, JavaScript executor is another interview question. So since I haven't covered that topic, I won't be able to discuss on that. Okay, so this is the base class. It has action driver for scroll, click, send key, select, wait, everything is there inside this action class. Whenever you want to click, call the object of this class, take the click. Whenever you want to send the keys, call the object of the class and take it. Whenever you want to select something, call the object of the class and click on that select. Whenever you want to give a wait action driver, create an object of this class for that particular test, object name dot wait, it will wait for that particular time. Okay. Now, config files form.xml, you know, testng is another dependency. Extend config and log config are the config files for extend report and log4j. These are the files not written by me. It is already available in the Google. You can just copy the files and keep it there for using extend report. Basically, I can show you. Extend config.xml. What is it? The name of the report, Orange HRM, the logo that I have to show in the report. You can also download this, you can configure accordingly. Okay, and log4j, what is it? Whenever there the log is getting generated, it should have the date, today's date, the name, time when it got executed. I haven't done anything here. I just typed log4j and config file and I got it. I kept it here. That's it. Okay, there is nothing else I have to do with these things. Now, with the help of base class and page object model action driver and the utilities, I'm writing test cases. Okay, now let me show you one of my test case. So this is, all these things are inside source test Java. Okay, no, all these things are inside source main Java, all the Java code. Whenever you are planning to write some test cases, you keep it inside source test Java. Okay, so login page test, this is it. So see how I have written the test. Don't get panicked with these things. At the parameter, at the before method. Okay, you can write a test case with, no, you cannot write a test case without a test annotation. These are all parts of test engine. Maybe people with 3 to 4 year experience know this. What are the annotations and all? Okay, so I'm not going deeper into that. But see what is my test case doing here. What if I'm writing a test case to login? Okay, so basically you don't need public static void main because you are using this at test annotation, which is a part of this test engine. Okay, so using this annotation, you are writing a test case for login. Okay, so how you have written it? You have created an object for the login page. Okay, you have created an object for the login page. So this is your login page. All your username, password, everything is here. Okay, and using this, I have created a login method also. Whenever I want to login, I just call this login method, which is inside that login page. So I will go back to my login test case. So this is the way of creating a object for a class. So I have created an object. The name of the object is login page. Using that login page object, I'm calling the method. Okay, using that login page. object login pg dot, you can see what is the method that I have to have login, and inside that login I have to pass the username and password. So how I have passed, I know that username and password is inside the file that so I will be giving property dot get property. From the file get the username, okay, and from the file get the password, the file that is present in the base class. You know, I have already shown it, right? In the base class you can see, in the base class there is some error, okay. In the base class I have shown you, in the base class I have shown you that we are reading a file, that which file is having all the username, password, everything, okay. So I have called the method and I have passed the username and password to that particular file. That's it. Okay, that's it. And what is the after passing the username and password, what is that login method doing? Login method will take the username, okay, it will take the web element, send the username, it will take the web element, send the password, and after everything it will be clicking, okay, clicking on the submit button. That is it. This method will allow you to log in. Okay, that's it. Now whenever so when you have the test cases ready, okay, and if you have added this dependency, testng dependency, you will have this testng.xml file created, okay. Once the test cases are ready, if you want to run multiple test cases, you have to list it here. Test cases home, test cases login page, you have to list it here. Right click, run as testng. Why testng? Previously in the for freshers I have shown you, right click, run as, what was it, Java application, okay. Since I have used the dependency testng, what changes have been done there? Since I have used the dependency testng, we don't have public static void main. I don't know whether you people have noticed that or not. We don't have public static void main, okay. Public static void main is not available because that is not needed. At test will take care of all the execution, okay. Initialization, execution, everything will be taken care by the attest annotation, which is part of the testng. From where did I get this attest annotation? Because in my pom.xml I added testng dependency, okay. From this testng dependencies only it took the attest annotation. Using this attest annotation, it is identifying, okay, this is a test case, attest annotation, this is another test case, attest annotation, this is another, okay. I only have two test cases here, and here home page, attest annotation, this is another test case, okay. That's it. So whenever you are adding that converting your project to testng, you will get this testng.xml where you can write down all the, if I have another test case, what I will do, I will copy this thing, enter, paste, and payroll home page dot test. Do I have another test? Okay, e2e.java, sorry, e2e.test. All the test case name should end with test, okay. This is my mistake, I haven't named it ending with test, so I have to name it, rename it. At the end of that should be test. I will tell you why. What happened? Test, finish. I will rename it to test, okay. So if I want to run this test, and this test, I can name it here. So in a way you can run multiple test cases with running one file, you can run multiple test cases, okay. E2E test. So do I have anything inside end-to-end test? No, nothing is there. So I will just remove it. I will run the other two test cases. Okay. So I'm running it from the testng.xml. Right click, run as testng. Okay. This is how we are running the test cases. You can see right now. What is it doing? It is opening the Chrome browser, fetching the URL, entering the username and password, logging in. Okay, that test case is done. Since there are multiple test cases, this one is opening another browser instance, logging in, logging off. I have total 3 test cases. You can see the report here. I have total 3 test cases, 3 got passed, nothing got failed. Okay. And if I want the report, if I want to share it with the higher management team, what should I do? Right click. I just need to refresh it. Test, go inside test output. I have 2 reports. I will use this extend report and see. What is the time? Do I have the time here? Yeah, the date is here, October 9th, 11:58. I have ran 3 test cases. All the 3 test cases got passed. Orange HRM, something is breaking here. I don't know exactly what it is. Okay. This is the report which you can share with your higher management team, because only the automation engineers care about running the test cases. Others just want the report only. Okay. So we will be sharing the report with the team. And we have this test engine report also. If you don't want to go with extend report, you have the test engine report also. Okay. Now, the important thing is, no one will call this as automation. Why? Because you are coming in every morning, right clicking on the home page, right click, run as test engine. See, these are manual efforts. Okay. This cannot be called as a complete automation. Complete automation means you have to integrate it with the CI/CD tools like Azure DevOps, GitHub, Git Actions, okay, or GitLabs. You have to integrate with, you have to schedule it there, and this should run every day 7 o'clock without any human intervention. How I am running these test cases? Right now, I am running these test cases using uh, manual, right? I'm manually running these test cases. If I want to run these mock test cases, which are very less number test cases, to check whether the main functionality is getting failed or not, right click, run as test engine. So what is it? This is manual intervention. So this cannot be allowed going forward. We should achieve complete automation. Complete automation means there should not be any human intervention. Just see the report. If there is something that is getting failed, look for that. See, under smoke.xml, I have listed only one test case. Okay, so you people may be telling that, okay, no, it is no, there are 2 test cases here, but I have given a group. Okay, under smoke, I have given a different tag group. Run the test cases that is having the tag name smoke. Okay, that is group. Run those test cases. You have 2 test cases class, home.test and login.test, which may be having around 4 or 5 test cases, but run only those test cases which is having the tag name smoke. Let's check how many test cases are having this tag name smoke. Is this test having the tag name smoke? No. So this won't get executed. Let me go to login test. Does this test case have the tag name smoke? No. This one will get test executed. Does this test case have the tag name smoke? Yes. So only this test case will get executed. Okay. So what is it, smoke here? So before running this test case, I have to run another before method which will launch the application. See, I can run the test case only after launching the Chrome browser. So whenever I'm doing some test case under smoke, before running the test case, I have to launch the application. That is why I have also added the tag smoke here. Launch the browser, then run the test case. And once the test case is ran, quit it. Okay, that is it. So quit should also come under this smoke tag. Then only it will work completely. So there is only one test case with the group smoke. That's why only one test case got executed. See, if I am giving the same group name, group equal to smoke, to the test case under home, let's see how many test case will get executed. So right now only one got executed, right? Let's see how many is going to execute it now. If I'm trying to right click on smoke.xml, which is the configuration file to check how many test cases. For smoke, we have one smoke.xml. For regression, we have one file like that. Right click, run as. Running the test case. This is running in Firefox only. Okay. Okay, let me see the report. Did anything fail? No. Total test case run, 2 test cases, and both of them got passed. Why now the number changed to 2? Because I have given the tag smoke here and smoke here. Okay, that is why 2 test cases got executed right now. Now, so this is how I am doing it manually. Okay, now I have added one more dependency in the pom.xml, which will allow me to run the test cases without the help of the IDE Eclipse. I will show you how. Okay. So tomorrow, if your business analyst is coming and he has the code in his machine, but he don't have this IDE, this Eclipse in his, but he need to execute this code. Okay. So what we have to do is, we have to make sure that he has this Java installed and Maven installed in his machine. Okay, so then we will go to this CMD. We'll check whether Java is installed. Java minus version. The BA need to execute this in his system. That is there. Then MVN minus version. So Maven is also there in his system. What is next? So we are trying to run this code in another person's system who is not having any Eclipse, but he has this code taken from the Git. He has Maven installed. He has Java version installed. So how can we run this test case from console rather than using this? I'm closing this Eclipse. I don't need Eclipse anymore. I will save all the changes and I close Eclipse. Without the help of Eclipse, I'm going to run the code. Okay, but I need to know the path. Okay, I need to know the path. I need to know the path where my folder is. I just opened this again. I just need to know the path where my code is. Okay, so I will just launch it. I just need to know the path where my code is. Okay, mid-level, mid-level. Where is my code? Right click, properties. Okay, it is here. It is here. It is here. Okay, just need to move to this particular path. Okay, I just need to move to that particular path. So I'm moving to that particular path. CD. I'm moving to that particular path. Okay. Right click. Okay. So right now I am inside my project. Okay. See, in the dependency, pom.xml, I have added one more dependency, which is known as Maven Surefire plugin, which will allow me to run the test cases. Okay, which will allow me to run the test cases without the help of IDE. Okay, which is achieved through Maven Surefire plugin. This is one of the dependencies that I have added it here. Maven Surefire plugin, and inside that I have told that run the test cases in test.ng XML. Or if I want to change it, run the test cases in Smoke. I can name it like that inside pom.xml. Okay, inside pom.xml, I am asking them to run the test cases in testng.xml. So testng.xml may be containing 3 test cases. Let's try that. Okay, after that I will change it to smoke.xml. So currently if I'm trying to run pom.xml, it will run all the test cases mentioned under this testng.xml. This is what I'm trying to achieve. Okay, I'm not going to do this using Eclipse. I'm going to do this using CMD. Okay, so the first step is mvn clean, which will be cleaning the target folder here. What is this command doing? Mvn clean will clean the target folder mentioned here. Okay, mvn clean will be cleaning this target folder. Okay, is the clean completed? Okay, then mvn compile, maven compile. Watch closely. Okay, it will all, okay, build is also success. Now what I have to do, mvn, for running the test cases we are giving the command mvn test. Once I'm mvn, it's not a recommend, mvn clean compile okay, mvn test, spelling got wrong, mvn test. This is it. Without the help of Eclipse, we have run the test cases. Okay, only with the help of what? Form.xml. All the test cases are getting executed locally. So we have gone through the basics. We have discussed the framework. We have run the framework inside Eclipse. We have run the framework outside Eclipse. Now what is next? All these things that I have done is using manual intervention. Okay, I have manually typed all the command. I don't want to happen this the next time. So to the next topic, that is CI/CD. How can I club it with the or like host it somewhere else and run it from there. That is what the next topic is all about. So this is all about the framework architecture. Quickly, I will go through the best practices across the industries and what all things you should take care when you are creating a framework, all those things. And then in future enhancement, I will show you the CI/CD part. Okay. Now, execution phase you have seen. I have executed it from TestNG. I have executed it from Maven. Okay. So for me, Maven clean compile test. I have just given these 3 comments and I have shown you how we can execute the test cases from console CMD. Okay. Now, this is the execution phase. With the help of TestNG, you can right click on TestNG, run as TestNG, or with the help of Maven pom.xml, you can execute it from CMD, which we have seen right now. Now is the important thing, framework expectations. Okay, what are the things they are expecting in a framework? Basically, organization, or when you're building a framework, or when you're explaining a framework, what are the things they are expecting from you? Okay, see, Maven folder structure, which I have already shared, and it's already there here also in our project. It should be in Maven folder structure. It should have main, source, resource, everything. Okay. And what is the next expectation? Utility classes, use reusable methods. Of course, we have that also. Excel, read. These are the utilities. People who are not familiar with the terms, at least you may be getting familiarized with the terms like utilities and all. It is inside main. Utility, Excel utility is there for extend report. We are using extend. Listener class is used for checking whether the test case is getting passed, failed, in which state, running, or is the running completed. And log is for our information purpose, what steps we are going to take next. Everything is under locally. Okay. Now, TestNG data provider parameters, parallel execution. So I'm just skipping this TestNG part since I have not explained it, but parallel execution, I will show you what is parallel execution. Okay, parallel execution is nothing but if you have multiple test cases and if you have to run all the test cases at the same time, what you have to give is undersuit parallel equal to test. You have to give it like this. And one of my test case will get executed in Chrome, the other will get executed in Firefox at the same time. The only thing you have to give it parallel equal to test in the TestNG XML file. Okay, here I have named it as cross-browser.xml file, run as TestNG. What is happening here? See, 2 browsers will initiate at the same time. See at the taskbar, Chrome.executed and also Firefox. So one test case will run in Chrome, another test case will get executed in Firefox. Meanwhile, you can save some time. Why there is another Chrome browser? There are multiple test cases under the same class. That is why Chrome browser is again and again getting executed. There were 3 test cases and 3 got executed in less time because I executed them parallelly at the same time. Okay, so whether you have achieved parallel execution, that will be checked. Report, yes, we have report. What was the report that we have used? We have used extend report. We have it here, extend report. Okay, 3 test cases got executed at 12:11. All 3 are passed. That is it. Okay, so what is the expectation of the framework? Screenshot on failure. Yes, we have it. Screenshot on failure, where I have done it inside the listener. I have done it inside the listener class. Whenever a test case is getting failed, I have called the method to take the screenshot. Okay. Who is helping us to achieve taking the screenshot? Listener class, because listener class only listens whether the test case is getting passed or failed. Okay, here we are getting the screenshot. Now grouping of test cases. Of course, we have done that. I have shown you how we can group the test cases using smoke. Let me take you that again. See, in smoke, in this XML file, I have included the group smoke. Whichever test case is having the tag smoke, group equal to smoke will only get executed. Other test cases will be left behind during this execution. This test case will get executed. And the other test case in the home page will get executed because of the smoke tag. Okay, so that is it. Now, Maven execution of project. Okay, that we have done. Just before I have shown you how page object model we have done, TestNG XML, committing all your code in GitHub. This you can do it by yourself, creating a report, committing all the code, and OOPS concept implementation and understanding. Of course, we have done that also. So let me ask you one thing. What is the OOP concept that you are seeing here? OOPS concept, your polymorphism is there, object is there, class, overloading, overriding. So what is the OOPS concept that you are seeing here? Anyone? Here, driver.find element. What is the OOPS concept that you can mention it in the chat box? What is the OOPS concept that you have also seen inheritance in base in our framework? Inheritance is already there, Ashwin. Inheritance is there in the base class implementation. Got it. I understood that. We have using inheritance. Correct. Now I am asking you, the interviewer may be asking you, what is the what was my question? OOPS concept, that driver dot find element by ID, by, if I'm changing the ID to name, it will be more clear. By dot name. Okay. I'm changing it to by dot name. What is the OOPS concept that you are seeing here? Same method. You have the same method, right? Driver dot to find element, find element, find element, find element. Same method, but based on the parameter. Here by name, here by ID. Overloading, right? Same method, different. Yeah, overloading. How it is it like, you know, like we can find the area of a figure. If I'm giving the parameter 1, it will give me the area of the square. If I'm giving the parameter, like area is the name of the function. If I'm giving 1,2, it will give me the area of the rectangle, like that. If I have the same function area, I'm calling the same function. If it has the parameter 1.2.3, what is the figure that is having 3 length, breadth, the height, will be okay, cuboid. It will be giving me the area of the cuboid, like that. Based on the parameter, the same uh, function will give me a different result. Okay. Similarly, find by ID will give me, by name will give me element. It will return the element only, but based on name, based on ID, like that only. Okay. So that's it. Now, okay, that is the implementation of OOPS concept in our framework and its understanding. Inheritance is there, overloading is there, like that. Now, framework common mistakes. So the common mistakes are like, whenever you are writing, everything should be neat and clean. Okay, control A, control shift F. You have to format everything. Control shift F. Everything should be aligned. Okay, neat and clean. Dummy names, wrong names, nothing should be there. Thread dot sleep should not be used. I haven't used any thread. I have used thread dot sleep, which is not good to be used in a framework. For the sake of this session only, I have used thread dot sleep. Asserting your title or URL list. What is assertion? That is another important point. Assertion is, see, whenever we are running the test case, we are not watching the test case. Okay, we are not sitting in front of the screen and watching whether it is running or not. What, instead of we sitting in front of the screen and watching, we are using this known as assert. Okay, which is part of the test ng. I haven't included the test ng dependency here. Assert is part of the test ng. Okay, so I will take one project which is having the test ng dependency. So inside that, you can see whenever I'm getting logged in, I will be asserting. Okay, asserting what, whether I have logged in properly. There are two types of assert, which is another interview question. You can find the answer yourself. Assert is important interview question. There are two types of assert: hard assert and soft assert. And the main interview question, whether you have worked in a framework, is like, what is the difference between hard assert and soft assert? Okay, what is this assert doing? See, I am in the login page. After entering the home page, it will be checking whether I have reached the home page. So in the home page, they will be taking some values and keeping it, and it will checking it whether the expected and actual values same. So one important thing is, no test case is complete without assert. Okay, assert is equal to like we sitting in front of the screen and checking whether the test case is working properly. Like we may not be in front of the screen. Instead, we sitting in front of the screen and checking it manually. We will give that task to assert. So what does our assert do? In the login page, after getting into the login page and seeing this home page, it will take some element from the home page and check. Okay, the developer, the automation engineer has asked me to check whether we are in the home page. How I can check whether we are in the home page? I will take one element and check whether that element is present there in the home page or not. In that way, we can assert each test case and validate. Okay, now it is properly getting passed. It is going to the right page that we are expecting. Okay, repeated code can be moved. We have moved the repeated code. We have put everything in the utility. No assertion for test case is a big mistake. Every test case should have at least one valid assertion. Okay, every test case. This is the main important point. a test case without assertion is known as not a test case. Basically, that is not a test case. And how to write the XPath, copy pasted XPath usage should not be there. You cannot right click on the element and copy XPath. That should not be done. Assertion in page should not have any assertion. Insert test message. There should be only following object. Okay. And what is there in the test case? In the test case, there should be object and functions only. Nothing else should be there. No element, driver dot find elements. Nothing should be there. There should be some. You can put log. You can write some. Create some objects. Use the objects to call the method. You can use assertion. These are the only things that should be found in a test case. There should not be any system.out.println like that. Nothing should be there. Okay. Only method, assertion, log should be there in the test case. That is what it is mentioned here. No driver.find element usage. Like I mentioned earlier, there should not be any driver.find element. Maven and non-Maven dependencies. Every dependency should be added in the pom.xml only. You should not put anything here. Okay, sometimes I have seen people putting testng dependency here. No, everything should be via pom.xml only. Okay, these are the main points you have to take care while you are creating a framework. Okay, so now I will also tell you what are the future enhancement that we can do in the framework. Okay, future enhancement in the sense how we can configure CI/CD. Okay, so basically for that, what I have done is I have done it using Git Actions and Azure also. So I will move to dev Azure, dev.azure.com. I'll just take a new dev.azure.com. I'll just log in here. See, you can also create a trial account in Azure DevOps. Okay, you have to come to this dev.azure.com, then go to sign into Azure DevOps. Sign into Azure DevOps. You have to give your email ID. And you have to give your password. Basically, you have to sign in. That's it. Okay, I have created this project known as test automation here. Okay, I will show you what all things I have done there. So whatever code is there in this Eclipse, I have committed the code in this repo. Okay, I'll close all other tabs. Whatever code I have created, I have committed it here in the repository. Okay, let's see. BL Selenium mid-level, it is here. The code is here. Okay, this is basically ADO, Azure DevOps. Okay, you can do the same in Git also. So Git also it is there. Git, okay, where is it? That's not visible. Okay, I will take into another browser. I opened it in another browser, I think. Git. Yeah, here also I have committed the same code. Framework is here also, and Git also done the same in Azure also. So you can find the code here. Okay, basically what I have done is for the code that I have committed here, I have come to this pipeline. Okay, in the pipeline, see, we have to create a new pipeline and configure it, and we have to schedule it that so that all the test cases will be run here, and we will be getting the corresponding report and test results also. I will show you the one that I have already run today. Already see the scheduled for. You can see that this is manually triggered. So I will go under this schedule and I will show you what I have done. So what is inside this basically? Branches, analytics, the pass rate, everything is here. So I will go into this and I will come here. See, I have run 3 test cases out of which the pass rate is 66%. One got failed. So how to write one pipeline? That is what I'm going to show you right now. Okay, how to write one pipeline for the files that you have committed in your repo using ADO. Azure DevOps. Okay. So I have my file here. I have my file here, and I will take you to these pipelines. Okay. Pipelines. I have created two and checked it. So I will show you by running the one that I have already created. If I'm trying to uh, what is a branch analytics, nothing. Okay. This one was scheduled for today 5 hours ago. It was scheduled. See, it was scheduled to run at 5 a.m. It ran, and it ran, and what was the pass percentage? One of the test case got failed, others got passed. Okay, so this is it. I will take test files, tags. Okay, I will take all these things, and I will show you how many 3 test cases were there. See, 3 test cases were there. The attachment is showing what is the failure will be shown here in this attachment, and view home page, attachment history, nothing else. Date and time, everything will be shown here also. So I will run this again. Okay, I will try to run this again and will show you, or I will create a pipeline and show you. That will be better. So you people can also create one account in ADO and configure everything here. Okay, so what you have to do is come to pipeline, create new pipeline, and come to this classic editor and name the repo where you have committed your code. If you have put it in Git, you have to put name it at Git. I have put my code in this ADO, so I am using this Azure DevOps. And test automation is the name of the project, and test automation demo is the name of the repo where I have committed my code. It is in the main branch, so I'll click on commit. And after this, you can write a YAML file for that, or you can write it from the UI itself. So I prefer going with UI, MD object. And I have to create a new agent here. We have running a Maven, right? Maven file. So we'll search on Maven, add it here. That's it. Then we will click on Maven. We have to give it the path of the pom.xml. Where is our pom.xml? Our pom.xml is inside this folder. Okay, so I'll give it here. And from where should I take the test results, or where should I publish it, all those things. So from where should I get my result extend report? So I should take that from there, right? So I have to give the path here. And should I allow? Okay, I'm not going to allow this. Let's see what is happening. So I will save and queue. Save and run. So let's see what is happening. I've scheduled it. One agent is starting. You can see basically whatever test case is mentioned under that pom.xml, that will get executed. Okay, you can see that. Meanwhile, if you have any doubt, you can start asking questions, and I will start answering some of the questions. This will take some time. What it is basically doing is, whatever dependencies is mentioned in the pom.xml, it will be fetching all the dependencies, running it here, running the test case here, and showing us how many test case got passed, how many test case got failed. And I can schedule it also here itself. Okay, so there is no need for anyone to sit manually in front of the system and execute all these things. You can just schedule it in the ADO. The same thing you can do it in Git Actions also. I don't have enough time, or else I would have shown you how you can do it in Git Actions also. Now to the questions. So the first question that I received was, mainframe testing, having 2.6 years of experience, is it possible to switch into UI automation? Also clearing interviews easy, but I'm to perform good and survive in the new company in automation role. Yes, it's possible, Bivin. The only thing is that you have to take some course, upskill yourself. Like there are courses available in uh, uh, YouTube, and there are some good trainers also whose name I can suggest. You can go for online or offline trainings. So I will suggest few names here, like what was that? Maybe in Automation Labs, he's running some classes. You can check with that online classes. And Mukesh Odvani is there, who is also running the same online classes. If you want offline classes, you can check with Obscura Zone. They are also providing training for automation, offline classes, online classes, and placement assistance is there. And if you don't want any paid, you can go for YouTube videos are there. And if you want some Udemy courses, then you can go for Rahul Shetty. Rahul Shetty is there. The only thing is you just need to complete the sessions, complete all the trainings, attend few interviews. You will be ready to get into the market. That's it. Any other questions? So you can see this is running. What it is doing? It is fetching all the dependencies from the Maven repository, setting up an environment here, running all the test cases. At the end, it will show the result. Okay. And I can schedule the job. I can schedule it for tomorrow morning or today 1 o'clock to run all the test cases mentioned in the pom.xml. The same thing you can do with Git Actions also. Yes, Hari, recording session is also available. Recording is available. You can ask you can get it. I think it will be available in the Facebook page. Facebook page of Prathidhwani, I think. So I have only limited time. That's why I was just running through all these things. So this is what automation is all about. Automation is nothing like building some test cases, clicking on the test cases, manually executing. That is not automation. Complete automation means CI/CD integration should also be there. And regarding this CI/CD, we have DevOps team who will be doing all this integration. We don't need to take care about or bother about that. We just need to build the test cases, create the test cases, leave it to them. They will do it. But since we are doing the automation, if you have free time, we can try this CI/CD also, because it is very useful for us also, learning DevOps. Please write in here, sir, other DevOps tools name. I didn't get it. Okay. You can use Git Actions for scheduling this and running the test cases. Then Jenkins is there, open source. See, GitHub is there, GitLab is there, GitLab is there, Jenkins is there, Git Actions is there, ADO that we are doing right now, Azure DevOps is there. Many tools are there. Among these, ADO, GitLab, Git Actions all are paid. Jenkins is open source. TeamCity is also there. Any other tools other than Maven in comparison? Any other tool other than Maven in build management tool? So basically, what is Maven? Maven is a build management tool. Management tool, which only I know. I haven't seen any other tools other than Maven. AND is also there and is also there, I think, but I haven't used that. I have only used Maven, the build management tool.
And suddenly there is a follow-up comment from Bipin where he mentions the course is fine, but in interviews they judge based on real working experience.
Okay. Course is fine, but most of the courses only show basic concept of core Java and Selenium locators, how to automate, but in interviews it's based on the real-time work experience in framework. Yes, Bipin, that's very important question. So there are institutes available where they will be asking you to create framework from the scratch, give the same organizational kind of mock interviews. There are institutes like that available in Trivandrum and Kochi. And I know one obscura is one among them, where you will be questioned by the like you will be getting mock interviews, basically the same questions. Like even if you're asking me one question where we will be throwing at the candidates to know whether he has this hands-on experience, whether he is a real candidate who worked in Selenium automation, is like we will ask him to describe his daily activities. Okay, so the person who has done that only will be able to answer it. Basically, if you're asking me, Sarin, what is your daily activity, I'll be telling that okay, I'll be logging into my system, I'll be checking at the jail this my ADO board, and after going through the ADO board, I will be checking what all tasks assigned to me. I will be going to the task. I will be creating new test cases. Once the test case creation is completed, I'll be creating a PR, and I'll be creating a PR and sharing to the leads who will be approving the PR. Once the PR is approved, I have to cherry pick this PR to other environments. Like if I have done the fix in Dev, the same thing needs to be in UAT and other environments. I have to cherry pick it. Once everything is done, I will be closing the task, putting my hours there. Then I will be taking the next task, whether it is maintenance of test cases or preparing a new test case. This is my daily activity. Once it is done, the sprint is of 2 weeks. Once it is done, I will just go through the retro meeting, and the next week we will be having the planning session. So we've been hearing all these things. We know that whether the candidate is genuine or not. These are the types of questions that we will be using to find whether the candidate has actually from the test automation background, or any like he's just learning and coming as a fresher. Another important question is we'll be asking them to reveal like, have you gone through any situation where you got stuck, and what are the ways you have used to come out from that situation, or did you take the help from others? Those are the type of questions we'll be putting at to find whether the candidate is real or not. Once you have the experience, like if you have dedicated time, like if you are spending 1 hour per day for building a framework from the scratch, you can get all these things answered. Yeah, I will share my LinkedIn team, so you can contact me. I'm active in LinkedIn, so I will share my LinkedIn profile here. You can get in touch with me. 1 second. Also, towards the end of the session, I would like to thank few people. Also, I will mention it here. So this is my LinkedIn profile. You can send a request. If you have any doubt, you can get in touch with me. Yesterday, like one of the person who was working in automation, he asked me a few questions regarding check desktop applications. No, Selenium is UI only. UI. It's completely dedicated for UI. You cannot automate any desktop applications using Selenium. It's UI only. See what happened here? I'm just scrolling down. Okay, integrating CI/CD. What build was successful? Publish, everything was run. Test case was run. Test result ID is there. Everything is completed. All the test cases got ran. And if I want, everything got finished. Analyzing job is waiting. That's it. So you can also schedule these jobs also if you want. You can schedule the your pipelines whenever you want to run it. Okay, pipelines. So these things we have manually triggered it. So basically, see, I'm from this Selenium automation background. So this ADO things was not, I'm not comfortable with that integrating with ADO. So I have done this Git actions for that also. So here also, you can see I have created a workflow YAML file. Whenever I'm like putting any changes in the, if I'm putting any changes in my source code, this build will happen automatically, and all the test cases will run, and you can that all this now shall please provide. Okay, forum, I keep track of upcoming courses in this forum. I think Naushad will answer those questions. And apart from that, okay, so you can use Git actions also. Here also I have created a YAML file and put it here. So you can come here, actions, then all workflow, create new workflow. Here also you can see all the test cases which got executed and failed. You can see it here also. So integrating with CI/CD is very important. Otherwise, it's not complete automation. Sorry. So towards the end of the session, I like to thank few people who gave me this opportunity. One is Anil Kumar, who is from Polas, he was my previous manager. He, along with Sachin, gave me this opportunity for presenting this in Prathidhwani. So I got this contact of Rahul from Prathidhwani. So I got this opportunity, and along with that, Rahul Raj VB, who is an DevOps engineer, 8+ years of experience. So I will share the LinkedIn profile. So he was the one who helped me fix this ADO issues. Like I was facing some ADO issues yesterday, so he only fixed me these issues. Since I was fresh to ADO, I got the help from him for fixing all these issues that I faced in ADO. Along with that, another guy is Santosh Tupat. So he's the one person who motivates me to switch from UFT Tosca to Selenium automation. He's basically an ethical hacker. So he started as a tester. He only told us that there is no shift left, shift right. You can shift in any direction. You can learn whatever you want. You can go to any background. You can, if you're coming from any background, you can go to any background. So it's kind of, you can connect with him. He will help you to learn some basic security testing and all. So he's also taking sessions like this. We can get connected. If possible, we can have sessions from Rahul and Santosh also in the future, which will help you a lot. Any other questions? Thank you, Hadi. Sorry. So basically, 2 hours is very limited to explain all the Selenium and the CI/CD concepts. So I was just rushing, and I made sure that the freshers who have joined the session also benefited something from this.
So yeah, we're just looking if there are any more questions, right? So
yeah.
We're already getting thank you. I mean, then almost all the doubts clear. Okay. I think then, yeah, we may not have any more questions here. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sarin, especially for this splendid session. I'm myself, I'm going to try out Selenium, looking at how well this is working, right? And it's a great session. Thank you so much on behalf of Prathidhwani and on behalf of all the team members who are trying to.
Thank you, Naushad. Thank you so much for this opportunity, in depth of Prathidhwani, for having me here, and also to all the participants who were here. Thank you for, and please give the feedbacks also. Like, it's all like we are all in the learning phase. Once we get the feedback, we try to improve more. So feedbacks are very much important. So, and also keep learning new things, keep trying new things. Thank you all. Thank you so much, Naushad.
Yeah.
Thank you for hosting this.
Right. Yeah, looking forward to the feedbacks. Thanks, everyone. See you in the next session. Please follow Prathidhwani Facebook page and also join WhatsApp group if you want to get updated on the job post and this kind of events. Yeah, I'm already getting some numbers and names. So give your name, number, company you're working. If you're working, if you're a fresher or studying, that's fine. Just give the number. I'll get it added. All right. Thanks. And thanks again for joining the session. Thank you all. Bye-bye.